on the range. Money was the broker in the stock exchange. You make money on your 9 to 5 to earn your living so you survive. It takes money to pay your rent and to eat. Without money, you're hungry.
You are listening to the sounds of Jimmy Spicer. And it's called Dollar Bill, y'all. Dollar bill, y'all. Probably one of the greatest rappers of all time. And I love how he just says that basically this is one of the things that you have to live with. Because money does make the world go round. But the thing about money is that you got to remember, money is the root of all evil as well. And later in this rhyme, he says something like, when you got nickels, pennies, and dimes, then you got friends some of the times. When you only got ones, fives, and tens, then sometimes you got friends. You know, it's basically this has been a learning experience. When I play this, every time I listen to this, I always think about how, Jimmy Spicer was able to pull off the right words and put them in perspective. I'm going to drop this down a little bit. Alright, well, welcome into episode 189 of the Guru Talkin Sports podcast. I am your host, the Guru of Sports. Alright, before I go any further, or before I even start, I want you guys to know that next week, I'm going to try to have a guest on, and we're going to talk about something that has been very, very, just to say it, next week, next Monday, the 23rd, will be the 40th year that we are going to be remembering the attacks in Beirut, Lebanon. And I know that there's a conflict going on right now, but I want to speak about this one right quick. It's been 40 years. 40 years of loss, remembrance, and 40 years of just basically going through life thinking about that day. October 23rd, 1983 is a day that basically marked my life. Marked my life and made an impact on me and my family as well. It changed me. And to this day, I'm still trying to figure out if, why. We don't know the answers, but we just want to know why. So next week, I'm going to try to get my cousin on, and we're going to talk. And this will be one of my most impactful conversations of the year, because we both suffered loss on that day back in October of 1983. Also, this is not a political show, and I definitely don't want to go down a political road. But I do want to say that this stuff that's going on in Israel is very, very tragic and very scary. My condolences go out to the Jewish people out there, and, people that have friends and families over in that region. I've been to Israel before. Never been to the Golan Heights or the, Palestine side, but I've been to Haifa, Israel, which is a port town. And when I went over there, I met most of the most friendliest people, nicest people, and the people that treated me with the utmost respect. So I have the utmost respect for the people of Israel. And these unspeakable acts and monstrosities that's going on, we have to give our condolences, and we definitely have to give, our support to the Israeli government to do what they have to do. Okay, now, like I said, I'm not a political guy. I don't like political stuff anyway, but I do know what's going on in the world. Even though Miss Guru think I don't know what's going on in the world, because she's more politically outspoken than I am. I keep my political thoughts and my political views to myself. She publicly goes out and tells everybody what she thinks or how she feels about a lot of different things. And like I said, I'm not a political guy. I just like basically sports, entertainment, and stuff that makes me laugh, so. Well, one thing that didn't make me laugh this week was the way these baseball playoffs have been set up. Yes, I'm an Oriole fan. Yes, I'm a Dodger fan. And yes, I'm a Blue Jays fan. Between the Orioles and the Blue Jays, they didn't win a game. And it really, really disturbed me. And it really got under the claw of everybody in the sports world. Why is it that the best teams, the teams that have over 100 wins, there is no team in the league championship series right now that has 100 wins? 91, I think, was the minimum. Yeah, Alex is up. You can hear him barking in the background. Anyway, 91 wins. I can't believe that, the Dodgers are not in there. The Braves are not in there. The Braves, I'll talk about them in a few minutes. Orioles are just too young, but, still, 101 wins. Now, we done seen it happen a couple of times. 101 win Met team last year didn't make it. 104 win Braves team, or whatever, how many they had, they didn't make it last year. Dodgers didn't make it last year. I'm not going to say the Dodgers choked, but the thing about it is that after that first game where Kershaw got bombed, I felt as though that they had no chance. They basically didn't have any chance. Without Walker Buehler and Dustin May, they had no chance. The Orioles was cooked from the beginning because, the layoff, and plus, when they started, they took, Texas took their momentum from them. Texas is good, and, I got to give credit where credit is due. Texas is good. I wouldn't mind seeing them, play in the World Series. But, there's another team that's on the other side, of Texas in Houston that are basically a dynasty. And, I hate to say that word, but, dynasty, they are a dynasty. But can you explain to me how you got a 101 win Dodger team or Oriole team, a 100 win Brave team, and a 100 win Dodger team? None of them are in there. It's ridiculous the way the system is set up. And we know that, excuse the expression, dumbass Rob Manfred is not going to fix it. It doesn't help to win 100 games. It doesn't. Because you can see, like, with the Philadelphia Phillies, last year they only won like 80-something games, and they were like maybe 15 or 16 games back behind the Braves, and they went to the World Series. They're probably going to do it again. I don't see this Arizona team beating them. But then again, when they, match up against a hot team like at Houston or Texas, maybe even, I'm an American League guy, so I'm going to definitely go with the American League in this one. I hate to say it, Philly fans. I'll root for you this round, but like I said, I'm an American League guy. I was born in American League City, and I grew up in American League City. Yeah, I lived in a couple National League cities, but, it's just the way it is. Actually, I just can't. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating. And Dante picked this one. Dante said that Texas is going to win this. And he said that the Orioles might not win a game. And he was right. He was totally right. I got to give him credit. Even though that his roots and his lineage is in Baltimore, he said the right thing. I mean, he picked it. The Guru wasn't wrong about picking the Orioles, but, I got to go with my team. And I went down, the ship sank with them. So, I'm just, kind of dumbfounded. And like I said, when I woke up, I think it was Wednesday after the Orioles got swept, I was like, look at this. This is like a really bad monstrosity. An injustice that's happening in sports. And I'm saying, well, hey, look, you know what? What happens if there's a World Series between Texas and Arizona? Do you think too many people are going to watch that? I don't know. What happened, Houston and Philly will probably draw again because, you got that fan base in Philadelphia that'll watch, they root for, their team, and they love their team. So, I don't see any problem with them rooting for, to get to the World Series. And, like I said, this is, one of those things where MLB needs to take a look at. I mean, I'm not saying that the Phillies didn't earn. The Phillies earned their right. They earned it, And like I said, they basically look good. I mean, they look good. They're gelling together. And matter of fact, I want to play something for you right quick. My cousin Paul has been on this show called the Fanatics Sports Show, and I wanted to play for you a little cut from what he said the other night, right after the Phillies won and they made it to the league championship series. Paul Davis is my cousin, and if you're in this area, it's on Fox 29, And like I said, this is my cousin. This is what he said. I'm gonna set this up for you right quick.
Phillies advanced to the NLCS here, so we have a go vote for y'all at home. But before we get to that, we're gonna go to the fan cam first.
Casty was nasty. Topper was the master. Rojas's catch helped us avoid a disaster. Bring on the D-backs, strap in for the ride. The Fighting Phils will take them out in 5. Let's go, Phils!
Okay, Paul.
Phillies in 5, Paul. That's what I think.
Paul has been like busting out these rap rhymes.
Yeah.
I love them. Keep them coming, Paul.
Yeah, okay. If it's a short series, that means they wrap it up on the road. That means it's a party in the desert. Then then we'll see what happens in the AL. Got it with it.
All right, so that's my cousin Paul, and he's been a celebrity now. And like I said, we talked last week, and I told him that if you got a chance to hear it, I put him on last week on the podcast, and I will continue to put him on as long as the Phillies, keep winning. And like I said, Paul's a celebrity now. Like I said, I want to make sure I get over to his house or someone and shake his hand and talk to him. I'm gonna call him right after I get out of here. But definitely, congratulations to my cousin Paul for making it on Fox 29. And like I said, it's called the Fanatic Sports Show. If you can download it or Google it or find it, it's at Fox 29 in Philadelphia. All right, so like I said, the Braves look scared. The Braves didn't want nothing to do with the Phillies coming back to Philadelphia. I mean, they look like a team in shock, scared, unable to just, grasp the situation that they were in. They played like they were scared. And they didn't want to come back to Philadelphia for that final game, or getting them back to Philadelphia. They didn't they did not want any of that. So, congratulations to Phillies, and like I said, hopefully they can make it into the World Series. And, like I said, I'm going to be rooting for them. So. All right, so like I said, Houston is a dynasty now. And one of the things I really like about Houston is that Dusty Baker, a good friend of my man Dave May Jr., and, one of the connections to his dad and Hank Aaron and everything, he basically just came in and let these guys have fun. And the other night when they clinched the series, they clinched the win to get into the American League Championship Series. Dusty was mixing it up with one of his guys that he knew for a long time, and it was funny. Dusty is a great manager, and like I said, if I would have had a baseball career, which I can tell you about my failed baseball career, I would have wanted to play for Dusty Baker because he was, he seems like a very, very great manager. And, we all know that he's a great guy too. And like I said, I'm going to be rooting for, I think I'm going to be rooting for Houston because, this team is a modern dynasty. Move over Yankees. The Yankees couldn't touch Houston anyway. Couldn't touch Baltimore as well. So Houston is a dynasty. And like I said, if Philadelphia gets back into the World Series, Houston gets back, we can see a repeat and see who, maybe Philadelphia can avenge that loss from last year. All right, so let's get into the college wrap and the college top 5. But before I do that, I'm going to take a break right quick because I'm starting out this 20 minutes already in. And like I said, I'm going to try to make this a little bit quick today because, we do have early morning football. And I'm sitting up here now watching Saturday Night Live. They're back. They're funny. Pete Davidson just came on and, made a, started Saturday Night Live with a, speaking about Israel and what's going on over there. And they got this new, I've never seen this person before, Ice Spice. Like I said, I don't keep up with these newfangled rappers. I don't know anything about them. You give me somebody like LL Cool J or my good friend Mr. Schick from the Mean Machine. I can't get with these new rappers. They just, I don't know. They don't say anything. They just kind of mumble all the time. So anyway, all right. So let's go to a break right quick, and I'll be back with the college rap, and then I'll wrap that up and then go to halftime. Okay. You're listening to the Guru Talkin Sports podcast. This is episode 189. Our voice actress lady is here, and here she is.
You're listening to the Guru Talkin Sports podcast.
All right, welcome back to the Guru Talkin Sports podcast. This is episode 189. And I do want to mention a couple little things that I noticed. James Harden came out and, said that he's back with the team. Who gives a damn? Who really gives a damn, huh? He's a problem. He doesn't want to play. He wants to do what he wants to do. Who cares? Really? I don't. Anyway, I had to mention that because, like I said, that goes in the file of who gives a damn, really. The NHL is back. And, I love having the NHL back because that means that most of the time I can watch some free hockey because Comcast gives it to me for free for a little while. I love those previews, like you get the thing for a little while, and then it tells you if you want to make a subscription to it or so. I'm going to try to do the Lakers and the Nets this year with basketball. But Connor Bedard, the number one overall pick for the Chicago Blackhawks, he scored his first NHL point in his first game, and then he came back with his first NHL goal. So, he's been doing pretty good. He's a good kid. I think he's going to be a superstar. And I saw that they had a sit down with him and Sidney Crosby, before the season started, and it was a really good thing. Like I said, Connor Bedard is going to be a good player. All right, so let's do the college rap, and like I said, I'll do the college rap, and then we can go to halftime because, like I said, I'm gonna try to keep this short and sweet. All right, Friday night I got home and I got a chance to watch. I went to sleep on this game. I watched some, and then I went to sleep. Okay. Here's the deal. Colorado plays Stanford, and Colorado, like I said, I went to sleep. I watched it for a little bit. They were up 29-0. I go to take a little nap or so, wake up. It's about 2 o'clock in the morning. They're still playing. And I'm like, what the hell is this? They're still playing. I look at the scores, 43-43. I'm like, oh gosh. Then next thing you know, they go into 2 overtimes. And Shedeur Sanders throws an interception. Stanford comes down, kicks a winning field goal. So I'm like, jeez. Dion's not too happy. But anyway. 46-43. Stanford beat Colorado. That's one of the upsets from this week. Michigan blew out Indiana 52-7. Florida State beat Syracuse 41-3. Just think about I feel bad for Syracuse because about, this time last year, they were undefeated. My boys, Ohio State, I did watch that game. They blew out Purdue and 41-7, and they shut them out. Basically, that field goal kicker they got, he had missed 3 field goals. They replaced him with the other field goal kicker, and he actually made one, an extra point. That was it. Georgia beat Vanderbilt 37-20. Rutgers beat Michigan State 27-24. Another upset was Notre Dame. They really showed how they can play, showed their, fighting resilience, and they beat USC. And like I told you, that USC defense is not good. Caleb Williams is good, but the USC defense stinks. It stinks. Let's just admit it. So, like I said, they, somebody last week, I think it was who it was last week that put up, Arizona put up, 40 points on them last week. And then this week, you got Notre Dame that put up 48 points on them. They beat them 48-20. Penn State just all over Massachusetts. And this wasn't even close. 63-0. Penn State is going to play my boys next week. And you know what? Hey, you won't put up 63 on Ohio State. Better knock on wood for that one. All right, Utah beat Cal 34-14. Oregon State. Oh no, I'm sorry, Oklahoma State. Oklahoma State upset Kansas 39-32. Tennessee beat Texas A&M, which everybody beats Texas A&M, right? 20-13, low scoring game. Here's another upset. Louisville just beat Notre Dame last week. And that was we all looked at that as a shock. But they lose to Pitt 38-21. Now, this is something I found out. I was watching this game, and I found out this about Jeff Brom. He's always had a great win over a top 10 team, and then the next week he loses to a lower-ranked team or whatever. So I'm definitely going to look at that the next time I throw some money down on Louisville or Pitt or so, or whoever Louisville is playing. LSU beat Auburn 48-18. Arizona upset Washington State 44-6. Yeah, 44-6. That looks like. I can't read my writing sometimes. It's like so bad. Anyway, Missouri beat Kentucky 35-21, and Oregon State 36-24 over UCLA. Like I said, one of the things, I did get a chance to watch a couple of these games. Watch maybe 2 minutes of the Michigan game. Watched the Ohio State game. Watched a little bit of, Rutgers was done when I got back. Did watch some Notre Dame. Flipped through Tennessee. Saw Pitt beat Louisville. And that was it. That was basically my college watching for yesterday. I had some stuff I had to do. I ran out with Miss Guru and the kids. The kids are my 2 dogs, Alex and Ellie. And we went to a couple places trying to get some stuff done before it was really miserable out, raining and all that stuff. But it looks like it's going to be sunny today. All right, so here's my top 5 for college, okay? Granted, last week I did not have, and this is from the previous week. This is from what I see basically, right now, okay? Last week I had Michigan at number 1, Georgia at number 2, Ohio State 3, Oklahoma 4, and Florida State 5. Okay, that was last week. This week, what I've seen, I'm going to do this. I'm going to put Georgia 1, Michigan 2, Ohio State 3. Like they really are. They really are 1, 2, and 3. Okay, 3 best programs in the country. Florida State will be at 4, and my new, did I mention this score? Oregon and Washington. I did watch some of this game. This was probably the game of the year. This one was back and forth. They were slugging it out, and Washington beat Oregon yesterday. Let me see if I can find that score. I know. It's like Guru doesn't, I forgot to write that one down. I don't know why, but like I said, Guru's brain is, just taking a lot of pounding and all that stuff. But anyway, let me give you this Washington story. Okay, Washington beat Oregon 36-33. All right, I'm sorry about that because, like I said, I'm put Washington at number 5 because they look good. Michael Penix Jr. is really good. Oregon had a couple mishaps, and I've seen their center go down, a couple guys go down or so. But this was a good back and forth game, and I did really right after Ohio State put the wood to Purdue. That game came on, and I was watching it on Peacock. I was streaming it on Peacock and watching that, and that game was really good. All right, so that's basically it for the first half. I'm just going to wrap this up. But I want to mention again to check out my man, Mr. Schick, Danny Rivera. He's going to be on that special. It's called De La Calle. And, I'm trying to get my Spanish together because, I do know a little bit of Spanish, but sometimes I forget. But anyway, like I said, Mr. Schick is very, very influential and one of the rap pioneers that, made opened the door for a lot of Hispanic rappers and performers to come through on the raps. Matter of fact, I might play this next week. Next week is going to be a special show, but I do want to play this. You know that Tito Puente played on a rap song. And if you don't know what rap song, I'm not going to tell you because I might play it next week, but I want to definitely mention that to you. And I was, I had to research this, and then I found Tito Puente's son on a podcast with the group members of this rap group that he made the song with. But also, we want to send our prayers out to Mary Lou Retton. They say she's improving, and I heard about this a little bit the other day, and I was like wondering why she was trending on Twitter. So our thoughts and prayers go out to Mary Lou Retton, and she's saying that she's making a remarkable progress in the battle with pneumonia. So let's pray for her. Also, like I said, I always let me mention this right quick. Michael Caine said he announced his retirement, confirming that The Great Escaper will be his last film. Michael Caine has been one of the greatest actors I've known in my lifetime or so. But Michael Caine has always been, an excellent actor. So, we're going to definitely give big props and a good send-off for him as well. All right, so I had to take a swig of coffee. Sorry about that. I did mention my man Danny Rivera. I want to mention my podcast sister, and like I said, she's doing a remarkable job. Like I said, I've been listening to some of these stories, and this, it's very, very, very touching, very, very emotional, and to say the least, that she's been doing a very good job. Miss Mary Mack has been doing a special on death by fentanyl, And if you heard me make the PSA, I make the PSA every week and tell you guys, stay away from that shit. That shit ain't right. It is not good, and it will kill you. Remember, like years ago, they used to have a commercial called Grecian Formula 16 or whatever it's called. Grecian Formula, whatever. They say a little dab will do you. Well, in this case, a little dab could kill you. So leave that shit alone. Leave it alone. Don't do drugs anyway. It's not good for you. Boy, not unless you take prescribed drugs and, for whatever ailment or so you have. All right, so like I said, yeah, I did make, last week I did make some funny jokes, and hopefully they hit and they went over. I did hear from one person saying that it was ridiculously bad. So, thank you. I appreciate that. Even if it's bad, I still, I'll take it. So, one other little thing I wanted to mention is that somebody asked me, who is your favorite, now this is not rap. They asked me who my favorite comedians were. And, I gotta admit, I top 5 for me is Sam Kinison, Rodney Dangerfield, George Carlin, Richard Pryor, and Bernie Mac for me. All right, and also I can put in that 5. Like I said, maybe Eddie Murphy, Chris Rock, what is his name? Adam Sandler. I a lot of comedians. I love comedy. I've been listening to this one guy, and I haven't heard him before until I listened to his podcast. His name is Rich Voss. Rich Voss is funny as hell. So, if you guys ever listen to the My Wife Hates Me podcast, that's where you'll find Rich Voss. Him and his wife, and she's a comedian. Her name is Bonnie McFarlane. I like that. I love that podcast. I listen to it all the time. But anyway, like I said, I wanted to make sure I mentioned these things. And I'm going to halftime right now. So we got about like 30. We're 39 minutes in. Number 39 is 39 minutes in. All right, you guys hang tight, and we'll be right back with the second half. This is episode 189 of the Guru Talkin Sports Podcast. Here's our voice actress lady.
You're listening to the Guru Talking Sports Podcast.
All right, guys, welcome back to the Guru Talkin Sports Podcast. This is episode 189. I want to go into a couple little things. Fantasy Corner first. I do want to mention that I got 3 teams that I'm playing in. 3 leagues that I'm playing in. My own personal league, I am trash. I am just bad. I mean, it went from bad to worse because my main guy, Justin Jefferson, is now on IR. That means that I have no good wide receiver other than Garrett Wilson. And he hasn't been playing good because his quarterback is not getting him the ball. Okay, we know that. All right. So, my other running back, my main bell cow, my man Nick Chubb is out. And I like Nick Chubb. I love Nick Chubb. That's like my favorite player in the NFL. He's out. So, I mean, it went from bad to worse with this team. Fighting and trying to, we're 1-4, and we're trying to get back into the race here, and it might be too late. Now I'm playing up against one of my, technically kind of like co-workers. He's from Boston, and I have to play against him this weekend. He's in bad shape, too. Seems like, the 2 guys from Boston and me and Caden's doing bad too. So it's like all 4 of us in the same boat. We're terrible in our league. Now the second league I come alive in because I think I was a little bit off on the first couple weeks, but I turned it around. I'm 3-2 in my second league. This is my other fantasy league, and basically I have Joe Burrow. He's still playing. Kind of playing good, and Travis Etienne is really good, really, really good. I got him as my main guy. Also, I have pretty good defense, kickers, and all that stuff. But in my Yahoo league, this is a league that I'm in with a lot of the aliens, and we basically just messed around. I lost the first game, and I came back to win 4 straight. So that's not too bad. I'm pretty much really doing well in that one. All right. So that's the fantasy corner. The only thing I can say is that, hey, look, with these games this week, you got 2 teams on bye, Green Bay and Pittsburgh. So, if you got, I didn't get a chance to play A.J. Dillon in one of my leagues because I got him. I don't think I got any Pittsburgh players in my other leagues or so. All right, so brings us to, before we go into the NFL picks of the week, and then we're going to mention a couple people that passed on that we recognize. Steve Smith and Jerry Jeudy got into it. Now, the N-word was mentioned, and I'm not going to use the N-word because it is not a word that I want to use here or so. And, I don't use it. And I really don't appreciate the usage of it because, it doesn't do anything. It triggers a bad moment or so. But anyway, Steve Smith is a great insider on the wide receiver position. He was a great player. And he's on the NFL Network. And I think he does a pretty good job. When I see him on the NFL Network, I usually, turn it on and look at, watch him, see what he's got to say. Now, if he knows that he's a good wide receiver, a great wide receiver, and he knows a little bit about talent, wouldn't you think Jerry Jeudy might want to listen to this guy? And Steve Smith was critical about a few things about Jerry Jeudy. Which is, he called him a jag, just a guy. Jerry Jeudy got mad, called him an N-word. He said, hey, N-word, I'm not fucking with you. And, he basically said that. And like I said, I couldn't say this on, regular radio or so. But on a podcast, I can say these, kind of choice words or so. But the thing about it is that, Steve Smith is right. I mean, hey, he's a tier 3 guy. Who would you rather want on a fantasy team? Waddle from the University of Alabama. Who cares about Alabama? I don't really like them anyway. Or you want you want Jerry Jeudy. I'll take Waddle. Take Waddle all day long. Jerry Jeudy has been on like my waiver wires and everything. What's the use? He's not good. His quarterback is definitely not good. So he is a jag, just a guy. Tier 3. So, I have to agree with Steve Smith on this one because, he was trying to give him some criticism. But then again, he was going to talk to Jerry Jeudy about the criticism. And he was going to tell him, hey, look, go out here and play your game, prove me wrong. Like I said, Jerry Jeudy got mad and called him the N-word and said, I ain't effing with you. So, Jerry Jeudy was wrong. Anybody, you could take criticism and basically use it to your advantage. If somebody's really critical of you, prove them wrong. Prove them wrong. Jerry Jeudy had a chance to do that Thursday night, but he didn't. So, all right. So, it's that time. And like I said, I'm not perfect, but I'm good. Matter of fact, I am perfect, really. I am the guru of sports, so, every time I tell you guys to bet on these things, and, I do put bets on these. I do put my money where my mouth is. I put my money down, I lay my cash down. Matter of fact, I just had to re-up my Caesars account because it got kind of low. Made a couple bad bets, but, it's one of those things. But anyway, still, I like to bet. I like to do that, but I don't go overboard. And if you do have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLERS Anonymous or whatever. So, I don't have a gambling problem. I haven't been hitting on my gambling problem. So, but anyway, let's get to the NFL picks of the week. Where's voice actress lady? There she is. Hold on a second.
And now it's time for Guru's NFL Picks of the Week.
Thank you, voice actress lady. Appreciate you. And the picks of the week, like I said, they are from the Caesars Sports Book. And these are very much the, just watching Saturday Night Live, and these guys are crazy. They are crazy. All right, these picks are from the odds are basically from Caesars Sportsbook. I wanted to mention that because, like I said, I want to, give credit where credit is due. I don't pull these out of a hat and just, randomly talk about them or make the odds or so. All right. First game of the week, you got Baltimore is a 5.5 point favorite. They're over in London, so that means that we got another, for the third straight week, we got another early football game, which is cool. I like the early football games. Anyway, so I'm going with Baltimore. I'm a 5.5 point favorite. I'm gonna lay the 5.5, and I'm gonna take Baltimore in this game. My man King Henry hasn't been doing nothing this year, nothing at all. So I just hope that he can. I do have him on one of my teams. I had to start him, on my fantasy teams because I had to start him for, a guy that's basically injured. That's Akon for Miami. Anyway, all right. So Washington is in Atlanta. Atlanta is a 1.5 favorite. I like Atlanta in this game. They should do something. Hopefully, Bijou Robinson can do pretty good. And I'll take Atlanta and lay the 1.5 points to go with Atlanta. All right. Minnesota is a 3-point favorite in Chicago. No Jerry Jeudy, and look like Minnesota might be trading Kirk Cousins. I'm going to go with Chicago. Give me the +3 with Chicago. I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the +3. Seattle is in Cincinnati to play the Bengals. The Bengals have been trying to catch some lightning here in the bottle or so. But it's going to be a hard game. Seattle's doing pretty good. They're sneaky. They're sneaky good. Excuse me a second. I had to take a swig of coffee. But I'm going to take the plus points, +3 points, and go with Seattle. All right. This one should be a no-brainer. San Francisco is a 9.5 point favorite over the Cleveland Browns. Deshaun Watson is not going to play again tonight. So, take the 9.5. I'm laying the 9.5 and going with San Francisco. Miami is a 14.5 point over Carolina. Miami's been pretty good, up and down, back and forth. Tua's been pretty good, so I'm definitely going to go with Miami in this one. Carolina, I still think they're still a little bit of ways, and they look kind of really, really dysfunctional. My boys, the Jacksonville Jaguars, are at home for Indianapolis, And they're both 3-2, and whoever wins this game will be the number one in the AFC South. And you know me, I'm never going to go against the Jaguars, and I'm never going to pick the Colts. So I'm going to go with the Jaguars. Lay the 3.5 points. New Orleans is in Houston to play the Texans. And you know what? After that beatdown that New Orleans gave New England last week, not so fast. This might be a trap game right here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to take, I hate to say this, Dan, but I'm going to take Houston and the 1.5 points. Give me the 1.5 points. Houston. I like New Orleans. I really like New Orleans. Not unless they have to play either the Raiders or the Jaguars. But I do like Houston because of my man C.J. Stroud. Playing great. Still playing great. And he's, hasn't thrown an interception yet. All right, so those are the 1 o'clock games. 4 o'clock, 4:30, 4:05 or so, the late window. You got New England, who's been a topic of everybody's. Belichick, is he going to get fired? If he's not, they're not going to fire him in the middle of the season. If they did that, that would be organizational homicide or organizational disaster. So I'm definitely going to go with my Raiders, 3 points. Later 3 points. New England, I think, is done. And, after that 34-0 butt kicking they got, I don't know. I have no faith in New England. And Tom Brady isn't walking in that door. So I want to definitely get that through your heads there. All right. So Arizona is at the Los Angeles Rams. Arizona is a +7 underdog. You know what? I'm going to lay the points. Give me the Rams by 7. Lay the 7. Take the Rams. Philadelphia is a 6.5 point favorite. They're going to the Meadowlands to play the Jets. All right. I know my buddy Ted, who I saw for the first time in a long while, up in New York. We go way back, and like I said, I didn't get a chance to see my buddy Jason, but like I said, I went to my usual Home Depot up in New York the other day, and I saw my buddy Ted. Ted, this is for you. I'm going to take the 6.5 points, and I think that the Jets will keep this close. I think Philly's going to win. I'm saying this, and don't get mad at me, Eagle fan. I think you're going to win, but I like the Jets to cover. So I'm going to take the 6.5 points that Philly's giving me, and I think they will cover. And I heard a lot of stuff about this game all week. So I'm definitely going to do that one. All right, the last one in the late window, 4 o'clock window or so. Detroit is laying 3 over Tampa Bay. You know how I feel about Baker Mayfield. I don't like him, so I'm going to go with Detroit. Detroit, give me the Detroit in the 3 points. The 8:30 game is a 14.5 point favorite. Buffalo going, staying at home and playing, welcoming in the New York Giants. Giants have no way of winning this game. Give me the 14.5 points. I'll take it. All right, Dallas on Monday night is playing the Los Angeles Chargers. This is one of those games that you don't know. Is Brandon Staley going to make a bonehead play or call? Do the Chargers win in spite of him, not for him? Is Big Mike McCarthy going to make a mistake or so? We don't know. You know what? I'll take the point and a half. Give me Dallas on that one. See, Jody, I do pick Dallas. All right, I gotta make sure that my buddy Jody out there in California, she's a big Cowboy fan. I do pick Dallas, definitely. All right, so we gotta. That's basically it. All right, my picks are Baltimore, Atlanta, Chicago, Seattle, San Francisco, Miami, Jacksonville, Houston. I'm taking the points. Vegas, I'm laying the points. The Rams, I'm laying the points. The Jets, I'm getting the points. Tampa, Detroit, I'm laying the points. Buffalo laying the points, and Dallas laying the points. So that was Baltimore laying the points, Atlanta laying a point and a half, Chicago getting 3, Seattle getting 3, laying the points with San Francisco, laying the points with Miami, laying the points with Jacksonville, and getting points with Houston. Sorry, so those are my picks for this week. And like I said, the Guru has been undefeated. He hasn't lost a game yet, so, want you guys to know that, stick with the Guru, he'll make you rich, or so. All right, before we get out of here, we got to say rest in peace to a couple people. Walt Garrison, Mr. Cowboy, more or less. He was one of those guys influential in the early 70s or so with the Dallas Cowboys. Passed away. He was 79 years old. Piper Laurie was 91 years old. Now, if you don't know who Piper Laurie is, she played in The Hustler besides Paul Newman. She played the mother in Carrie. She was on Twin Peaks, Frasier, Law and Order. She's been all over the place. Piper Laurie was 91 years old. All right, and like I did mention that Michael Caine is retiring. He's 90. He's going to be retiring. Not too much on the show's front. Got a chance to catch up with some General Hospital this week. And, I'm still, there's going to be a lot of, Michael found out that Nina dropped the dime. So, after Sonny and Nina got married, that's going to be a good one. That's going to be really good to see. Definitely and I'm on the road tomorrow, so I have to go to sleep early, but I don't know if I can stay up and watch that. I have to get some sleep. Anyway, Found is pretty good. I've been watching that. Force with Tommy and, Diamond, that was pretty good. I watched that. And like I said, I meant to mention this. I definitely have to mention this. There is a show that I want you guys to check out. And it's a movie. It's only like 121 minutes, which is like, 2 hours or so. And it is on, what is this? It's on Showtime. It's called The Caine Mutiny Court Martial. Really, really good film. Now, like I said, I like Navy stuff. I love the Navy stuff. This film is really, really good. If you remember back years ago, there was a movie about the Caine Mutiny. And basically, this movie stars Kiefer Sutherland. And it's got a few people in there that you might know. There's Gabby from Chicago Fire. You might know her. Louis Riddick, which was one of the actors. He was from Baltimore, and he passed away this year. He passed away, and I found out I was like maybe about 6 months younger than this guy. But I forgot that, he was in this movie. Really good movie. And like I said, Jason Clarke, who's from Winning Time. Oh, I'm sorry. His name is not Louis Riddick. His name is Lance Riddick. Lance Riddick was Captain Luther Blakely. There's some very, very good actors in this. And the story is remarkable. The story is one of the greatest Navy movies I've seen. I love Navy movies. I watch, everything from Red October to, Tor, everything. Anything Navy got in it, I'm watching it because that's me. But like I said, you got to check it out. It's K Mutiny Court Martial. Check that out. All right, so that's it. We got to wrap it, and like I said, you can find this podcast wherever you find your podcasts at. Find us on all the levels, and like I said, I'm on Snapchat, I'm on Threads, which I don't think nobody's on Threads, but I'm on Threads. Find me at Guru's Daily Shorts. Find me all over the place, and like I said, I'm not hard to find. You look for this podcast, you'll find it. Spotify, Spreaker, iHeart, iTunes, all that stuff. We'll give big props and shout outs to my man Danny Rivera. And like I said, mention his special coming up on the 7th of November. It's called De La Calle. I think I said it right. I hope I said it right. My man Jeff Duarte from Cali Sports News. My brother, my cousin and his son Jared. Check out their podcast, The Young GM. My baseball insider, Mr. Dave May Jr. Check him out. I know he said he was going to probably be going down to Arizona league play, so fall league, and I'll touch base with him pretty soon. Mary Mack is the great podcast sister I have, and she basically is a podcast genius, and like I said, she does all the stuff with the, helping people go through their trials and tribulations, and she's really good at it. She's really, really good at it. Check her out on the Grief Authority, and like I said, she's made this death by fentanyl a very serious subject that you all should check out. All right, and my crew, voice actress lady, Ray, Dante, Caden, and rest in peace to Cousin Aaron. We always remember Cousin Aaron. All right, so this has been a Black Goat production for Black Goat Sports. Copyright 2023, all rights reserved. We don't hate, we always create. You know what I'm saying. Anyway, we don't steal from anybody. We always give credit what credit is due. Big props and shout out, use the hashtag big props and Guru's Daily, Guru Talkin Sports. I'm tired. It's late. I'm getting ready to go to bed. Anyway, you guys have a great sports weekend, the rest of your sports weekend. I'm going to get out of here. You guys take care of yourself. I will see you back here next week with a special edition of the Guru Talkin Sports Podcast, episode 190. We will be talking about what happened 40 years ago. You guys take care. We'll be seeing you soon. Be safe out there. Later.